The following podcast contains mature subject matter, adult themes, and may also contain profanity. You have been warned.
Good afternoon, everyone, or evening, or morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. That's deep. I like that. I am here, as always, with my charming and lovely co-host, Mel D.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hey. What's happening?
Oh, not much.
Really?
Not much.
Hey, look.
Sun's coming out.
I know.
Or trying.
It's trying.
It's a bit blue out there.
Again, technically, the sun's always out. Because if it wasn't, it would be bad. Like, it'd be really cold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it would.
I think it takes...
We gotta get started on those igloos that us Canadians have, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't a clue how to build an igloo. I think it takes 9 minutes for light to reach Earth from the sun.
No way.
Way.
Is that true? Or are you making that?
No, I think it's 9 or 12, but I think it's 9.
Okay.
Because speed of light, right?
Gotcha.
So after that 9 minutes, it would suck really fast.
Yes.
Well,
Well, it's like with the eclipse, right? When the sun went away, like the temperature dropped dramatically.
Did it?
Yes. Because we were outside. And as the more it covered, you could feel the temperature just starting to come down. Because it was a nice day that day.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
No, I was aware of the eclipse. Like I was inside, and I watched it get eerily dark out.
It was creepy.
I'm using the Google.
You using the Google?
Yeah.
What are
How
you
cold
Googling?
would it be without the sun? Like there'd be some residual heat on Earth for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, for us, okay, so even in it, oh god, just give me the answer.
Cold.
Without the sun's radiation, the temperature would be anywhere near the absolute zero of minus 273 degrees Celsius.
Well, okay.
So I'm guessing I don't have a coat for that.
No.
I do
Definitely
have.
your down jacket's not gonna work.
I have long underwear.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't know where they are, but it's probably a moot point, really, at that temperature.
I don't think it would matter.
But
There was a show, Snowpiercer.
oh yeah, I never watched it. I saw it.
Kind of on that premise.
Really?
Yeah, that the world had ended and everything froze over.
Okay.
So there's this group of people that were on a train.
Right. Like a specially designed train?
No, it was just like a normal, typical train. But
Okay.
they converted it into like living spaces, and they had clubs in there, and they had like the elite side and the poor side, and anyway, it was kind of interesting for a while. I guess.
So the train,
but the whole premise was the train had to keep moving, or it would
Gotcha.
freeze over.
Okay.
And if you stepped outside or put your hand outside, it would freeze and fall off.
Yikes.
So, anyway, made me think of that.
Where did they get the fuel for the train?
I don't remember.
It was like it's no nuclear power.
I don't remember. I watched it a couple of years ago, and
Yeah, I saw.
I got into it a little bit because I thought the premise was neat, but then
Yeah.
it just got really weird. And
It's a movie or a TV show?
it's a series, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's on Netflix.
Is it Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah, I might check it out.
Yeah, it was good for the first little while, and then, like I said, it kind of got weird, and
What about food?
they had like they had animals on here. Yeah.
How long is this?
Like
train?
Noah's Ark. It was a long train.
Like-
I had a lot of things with this whole series.
No,
That's
I'm
probably
intrigued.
why I stopped, because I kept thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
Because they would have like a club in the middle of the train, and I'm like, well, the club looks really big. I'm like, there's no way that it could fit in like a train car.
Well, you'd have to go through other
And
cars to get to a
How
car.
do you exactly? And I'm
Right.
like, well, how come there aren't people just back and forth? I had a lot of things about it that I had trouble with.
I am going to watch
So
this
watch it.
program.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I will.
Okay.
That's cool, actually, though. I mean, it's obviously ludicrous, but
It is.
that doesn't make it unenjoyable.
No,
You know?
no, like I said, it was good for a while, and maybe you'll be into it more. I don't know. We just
Maybe.
kind of stopped watching it and lost interest. But
So today,
today,
in the world of absurd, do you have anything?
yeah, I got lots.
Ooh, do you?
I got it. You want to hear about some goo?
Who doesn't? Who doesn't love goo?
Gelatinous goo?
Oh, that's my favorite kind of goo. There's always room for gelatinous goo.
Oh, deliciousness, isn't it?
Mm, mm, mm.
Well, down in Oakville, Washington, some goo fell from the sky.
Cool.
You can get more on this story, again, on Netflix. We are not paid or sponsored by Netflix.
Sadly
This is just my own opinion.
But they shouldn't shy away from doing so.
No,
by
no,
sponsoring us.
anytime.
You know, we'll give them a good word
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, because we can talk about the shows for days.
In days.
It is on, it's called The Unexplained.
Oh, yeah, I know
And
that show.
there's a bunch of different episodes. So this was one of the episodes that I found really interesting. So I guess there was one day in summer of 1994.
Mm-hmm.
It started raining blobs of gelatinous goo.
Wow.
It did not end there,
Okay.
because soon after the appearance of these blobs, people started getting sick.
Oh.
Why it was just only in Oakville, I don't know. But the lady that was in this documentary I was watching, she was saying, you know, oh, I just thought it was raining, but she's like, it sounded different. So after it was done, she went outside and she could see this clear goo, and it was splattered across windshields, covering buildings, and all over the place. And they started. So the phenomenon became known as the Oakville blobs.
Wow.
Gloopy translucent globs.
I like it.
No bigger than a single grain of rice. So they were really small, but I guess when they got close together, they would
Kind of merge together.
yeah, almost
Right.
like it looked. Now it's all reenactment that they did on the documentary, but it reminded me of like jellyfish. Like a jellyfish is like up on land,
Yeah, yeah.
and gets that kind of gooiness
Yeah.
to it. So one of the weird things was that a sample was taken to the hazardous material unit in the Department of Ecology in Washington.
Okay.
And there was a microbiologist that was looking into it, but they somehow disappeared.
What, these samples?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, they've disappeared. So I guess he went in to do more testing on it, and it was gone. So some people do think that it was jellyfish,
What?
but jellyfish parts, to be precise,
Okay.
dispersed into rain clouds by bombing run. Oh, right, because they were doing bombings 50 miles away, like in the water.
Yeah, I
So
got
they
it.
were saying that like the jellyfish blew up
Like a bombing
and
range.
went up
read by
into the
Navy.
sky and rained jellyfish parts.
Okay.
Another theory was that it was fluid waste from from airplanes,
Gross.
but that would be blue,
Yes, it would.
right?
Yep.
What were some of the other ones? They had a bunch of different theories.
But if it was either of those, why would it go missing?
I don't know.
Like, I have heard of other strange phenomenon raining down, and yeah, it gets picked up. Whatever it is picked up in the water cycle, basically, and then is rained down. But it has to be very. It can't be big stuff, obviously, right?
Right.
It's not like, sofas come raining down.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess jellyfish, yeah, sure, they're pretty light, I have to imagine. But then who would buy, like, obviously somebody went in and stole these samples,
Yes.
right?
So-
For whatever reason. Why would you steal jellyfish samples?
Yeah, someone got in and took them. But
Right.
there are no records of even receiving any of these samples within the lab. So they don't know, they don't have any explanation or anything. It's almost like it never happened.
Right.
So,
which leads me to think that it's not jellyfish parts.
Right.
That would have been a story put out by whomever.
Mm-hmm.
First instinct would be government.
Mm-hmm.
My immediate second and equally strong instinct would be big business.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
If it's fallout from some sort of factory or plant,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That they had an accidental release.
Yeah.
And this stuff landed, and it's found. You said people became sick.
Yeah.
Why would they get sick off jellyfish parts?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Did the jellyfish still sting them?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. The one lady that was kind of leading the whole thing, she was talking about some suits showing up and asking her a lot of questions.
Ah.
And they never really identified themselves, but they were asking a lot of questions, and so something fishy going on there. Get it?
Something jellyfishy?
Something jellyfishy.
Right.
But yeah, so there you
Wow.
go. There were a whole bunch of goo.
So no conclusions at this
No
point.
conclusions and no records of anything.
Still a mystery.
Still a mystery.
Well, that is something.
Yeah.
I personally look forward to seeing such goo sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Maybe I should go to Oakville, Washington. I have no idea where it is.
you should. But yeah, it's an interesting documentary.
That is
if you want to
interesting.
watch it, you get a little bit more
Yeah, is it
context on it too.
Unexplained? Is that the one that's been on there for years? They're just short episodes?
Yeah, yeah. So each episode is a different story.
Yeah.
So it was probably, I don't know, 40 minutes or something like that. I don't
okay.
remember now. But yeah, it was really interesting.
I'm actually thinking of one on Netflix called Explained.
Oh,
And it's been on since
Oh,
I've had
okay.
Netflix.
Okay.
It's great. They're short, but I've learned a lot of
Yeah.
different things about it. Okay, anyway, that's a different show. I will check it out.
Yeah,
I recommend
Do
our
it.
listeners do it too.
do it.
And Netflix
Yeah.
sponsor. I've got one here, if I may.
Yeah.
I'm going to read you the title, and you may process the title. Hypersexual, quote-unquote, zombie cicadas that are infected with sexually transmitted fungus expected to emerge this year.
Bunch of hoes.
Are those the ones that buzz in the trees?
Yes.
Those are cicadas.
Yes,
huh?
they are. That weird, almost sounds like an electrical sound.
Yeah, when it's really hot.
Yes.
I kind of like them.
I don't.
Why?
Because they're creepy looking things.
They don't hurt you.
Ooh,
They won't do anything to you.
yeah, well, they'll just fly in my hair or something.
That would be hilarious.
I have a side story. Do you want to hear it?
Of course
Just
I do.
about stuff in my hair?
Wow.
No. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
My brother,
No.
he's a bit of a dick sometimes. And he was out visiting one time when I was living in Toronto, and we were getting ready to get on the subway. And there was a big old moth flying around in the subway, and I was like watching it, making sure where it was. And I had my back to my brother, and my brother just kind of went like this, to the back of my hair, like stuck his finger in my hair around my neck.
Awesome.
And I freaked out.
Because you thought it was
And
a
I
moth.
did the whole like, Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
yeah, I'm sure the video camera's got a great show at that one, because he thought it was hilarious.
I'd have paid good money to watch that. I would have for sure. I hate
Anyways.
moths though.
Ugh, God, no.
Like,
Because they do. They go for my hair.
Well, they're
June
stupid.
bugs. Oh my
June bugs,
God.
I know.
I don't even want to leave the house when the June bugs come out. They're horrible.
yeah. Again, they're harmless. Perfectly harmless.
Oh, sure they are.
They won't bite you or anything.
But not when they go in my hair.
Yeah, I'm not
So
really
when they
worried
come
about
out around, 7-ish, 7 o'clock,
it.
and I'm inside. I won't be out. Forget it.
When I was fishing on a week-long fishing trip up on the French River, for those of you who don't know where that is, it's just south of North Bay, in the 30,000 Islands region. We rented a cabin, right? And we boated in. And we were drinking night and play cards and whatever. And I had like my rye in a glass sitting there. And a moth landed on the side of the glass, climbed up the glass, and then just fell right into the drink.
Oh, no.
And we all watched it like, what? Are you stupid? You just drowned yourself, moron.
Did
I
you
hate
say
'em.
that?
Well, I don't know.
Did you tell him?
We all laughed because, like, you're fucking stupid. I didn't finish the drink. Or maybe I did. I can't remember. I might have just fished the moth out. Yeah, so back to these messed up cicadas. So trillions of cicadas will emerge across several U.S. states and here
Now I'm itchy.
this spring in an event one expert dubbed Cicada-geddon.
Oh,
Not only are more cicadas than usual expected this year, but some of them will be zombie cicadas that are infected by a sexually transmitted fungus that makes them hypersexual. Cool. Periodical cicadas spend most of their lives underground and only emerge after 13 or 17 years. That's gotta suck. This year...
That's crazy. That's a long time.
Damn straight it is.
Jeez.
What do they do?
I don't know.
This year, 2 broods of cicadas will emerge. Brood 19. Sorry, it's in Roman numerals, and I haven't worked on those in a long time. Which comes out every 13 years, will emerge in the Georgia and Southeast. And brood 13, which emerges every 17 years, will appear in Illinois. With this convergence, the bugs will arrive in numbers that have not been seen in generations. Matthew Kaysen, an associate professor of mycology and forest pathology at West Virginia University, says both of these broods can be infected by a fungal pathogen called Masopora cicadina. Once the cicadas emerge from the ground, they molt into adults, and within a week to 10 days, the fungus causes the backside of their abdomens to open up. Yeah, mine too, actually. Mine did that last week. I had no idea what was going on. A chalky white plug erupts out,
God.
taking over their bodies and making their genitals fall off. Yeah, that didn't happen to me.
No, okay,
God.
well that's good.
Damn straight.
I plugged the toilet.
You never mind. The cicada continues to participate in normal activities like it would if it was healthy, Casson told CBS News. Like it tries to mate, it flies around, it walks on plants, yet a third of its body has been replaced by fungus. God, bugs are weird.
Yeah, they are.
That's really kind of bizarre. I have to agree. Carlson said the reason the cicadas might be able to ignore the fungus is that it produces an amphetamine, which could give them stamina. But there's also something else unusual about it, he said.
Yeah, go on.
There's this hypersexualized behavior. So, males, for example, they'll continue to try and mate with females unsuccessfully because, again, their back end is a fungus. Have you ever been with a guy whose back end was a fungus, but who tried anyway?
You know.
And, no judgment.
Anyways, go on.
All right. But they'll also pretend to be females to get males to come to them. And that doubles the number of cicadas that an infected individual comes in contact with.
Gross.
Usually, male cicadas will let out a loud humming sound to attract female cicadas, and the female will flick her wings to signal she wants to mate. Yeah, I've seen that in bars. But the fungus has made flicking their wings like females to attract males and in turn infect them. It is like a zombie thing.
It is.
In that way, the fungus is sexually transmissible, so it spreads like an STD, he said. Casson said where the fungus originates is still unclear. A lot of this is still unclear because there's a lot that happens below our feet. Yeah, I don't need to hear that.
Ew.
Masopora cicadina produces spores on the cicada, and it is suspected that when the cicadas die, the spores get into the soil and infect other cicadas underground. In the month leading up to them emerging all together in a spectacular fashion, they're waiting there, subsurface, for the soil to reach 64 degrees. I'd have to figure out what that is in Celsius. Casson said, it's suspected the cicadas are infected when they are waiting underground, or when they are born and dig themselves into the soil, coming in contact with the fungal spores. Fungus usually needs a host, like an insect, to carry the spores and spread the infection. Then it kills the host. It's suspected that this fungus lays dormant for years and then begins to become a puppet master. Jesus, this is evil. When the cicadas reach adulthood. Because this is such a bizarre life cycle for an insect, the fungus has had to change its strategy. So it basically keeps the host alive long enough to maximize dispersal, he said. It is unclear how the fungus would affect other wildlife or humans, but Casson said in his research he's observed thousands of compounds in affected cicadas, and some could be toxic. We know that a lot of animals are gobbling these cicadas up as they're emerging, snakes and birds. Is it possible they're having an effect on the animals that eat them? Yes, it is possible. But, he said, less than 5% of cicadas are infected with the fungus, and researchers have yet to observe any impact on other wildlife. Casson does urge people not to eat the cicadas. Is that a big concern?
No.
Or kill them, but to take photos if they see the fungus on the bugs and share them with online science communities to help researchers.
Why can't you kill them? If I have the opportunity, I'm sorry, but I'm going to kill it.
I don't know.
It's a big bug, though. I'm not going to step on it. Ugh. Gross.
I guess why kill them at all? Like, cicadas don't offer any threat to, well, beyond what they think might be in this. But generally, to my knowledge, they don't offer any threat, like to, certainly not to humans directly. I don't even know if they really eat our food, like, not like grasshoppers or something.
Right.
That can wipe out grain fields, right? I don't know.
Gross.
Isn't it? Like, it's so...
It's so weird. It's a bit, yeah, that's a weird story. Like, yeah.
I'm really glad that I'm at the top of the food chain.
Right. Now, does it say, like, where this is going to happen?
Yeah. So...
Like, did I miss that part?
You probably did.
Okay.
So there's 2 broods of cicadas. Brood 19, that comes out every 13 years, and they'll emerge in Georgia and the southeast United States.
Okay.
Right, so I guess like Southern Carolina, Florida, what's the next one over? Alabama? Mississippi? I don't know. That kind of neck of the woods. And then the other one, Brood 13, it emerges every 17 years out of the ground, and those will appear in Illinois, which is about the same, was that latitude that we are.
Right.
Right. So will it affect the cicadas around here? I don't know. Watch for the fungus.
The butt fungus.
There's a treat for you. I know you're going to...
Delicious butt fungus.
I think that you should make it a learning opportunity for you and your children and to go out and look for cicadas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Done.
But take pictures. Don't kill them. And whatever you do, don't eat them.
Well, I was totally going to eat it, too.
Do people actually eat cicadas?
I don't know. I've never heard that before.
I want to look at it. Yeah, so that's the zombie cicadas.
Wow.
With the STD and the no genital fungal butt. Yeah.
Butt fungus STD land
That's
cicadas.
right. That's something to write home about.
That's gross.
All right. What's your next scene?
I got a folklore one. And also based out of Georgia.
Wow, that's Georgia.
Georgia.
Georgia on my mind.
This is another Netflix story.
Oh, God. Well, you can't go wrong with Netflix.
You can't. But it was what I saw on there, so I started doing some reading on it, and it's pretty neat. So so North Georgia.
North Georgia.
Down there.
Yep.
It's called Lake Lanier.
Okay.
It's a man-made lake. It's 38,000 acre lake. And it attracts about 10 million visitors every year.
Okay.
So it brings in like 5 million annually. So this is a big lake. Lots of people.
Like boating and fishing and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that the deal? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except people are dying in this lake, and they don't really have any answers as to why they're dying.
It's a lake, aren't they drowning?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Some of them, but some are like weird stories, just coincidences that are happening, and boats tipping when there's no reason for a boat to tip over, and I don't know. There's all these different theories.
Okay.
But
All right.
anyway, legend has it that there's a ghost of a long dead woman. Long dead, that's a weird phrase.
It is.
Um,
it is.
She's been dead a long time. She roams this lake in a flowing blue dress.
What, like under the water?
Yes. So,
Weird.
stories are mysterious arms will reach out for swimmers
Oh, I don't
from the
like that.
watery depths.
Yeah, I dislike that a lot.
Um,
The watery depths.
some people are saying it's angry spirits that have emerged from graves. So, to play on that,
No.
it used to be a town
Okay.
underneath this lake.
So it's an artificial lake, like a man-made lake.
Correct.
Okay.
But not all the bodies were exhumed, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole creepy backstory to this about the town and all the stuff that was happening in this town.
Mhm.
Like, just some bad stuff. I won't get into all the weird stuff that I heard about. You can watch Netflix and get the whole story. It used to be called Oscarville.
I like it.
Um,
With a K or a C?
see,
Oh, it's cool. I
Yeah.
like it.
it was a black community called Oscarville.
Right.
And it was formed in the late 1800s.
In the late one?
1800s.
1800s, okay. So they were, yeah, probably former slaves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it turned out to be that way. So, it had blacks and whites, and they were existing together.
Sure.
But then some stuff went down. Black people got blamed for it.
Mm-hmm.
Kicked out a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the whole theory now is, that there's all these dead bodies that are pulling people under. So in the documentary I saw, there was one girl talking about swimming in the lake, and she felt something grab her ankle and pulled her under the water. And she was with some friends that accounted that they saw this, that it looked like she got pulled under. So since its formation, so it was formed in, what did I say?
I was going to ask that.
So it was in the 1950s. They
Oh, okay.
flooded the lake
Okay.
for the creation of Lake Lanier.
Okay.
So many of the community structures were not removed, including the unmarked graves.
Yeah, that's... Yeah.
So since its formation, 500 people have died there. More than 200 people have died in swimming and boating accidents since the late 1994. Adding to its dark history, Lake Lanier is one of the deadliest lakes in the U.S.
Right, okay.
So this lady in the blue dress, it was in 1958. She was going over the bridge. I guess there was a bridge going over this lake. And she went off the bridge.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't find her body until the 1990s, over
Whoa.
3 decades later,
Really?
in her Ford sedan.
Oh.
And all that was left was the blue dress.
Right.
So that's where the theories all come from, that she's
Yeah.
floating around in there,
Of course she was.
pulling people under because she was in there for so long.
And she's pissed that, how dare you be swimming when I'm down here drowning.
Yeah.
Right.
So people have accounted being pulled under the water by the spirits of the long-lost community. Stories say some graves were never exhumed before being flooded, which is part of the haunted story.
Okay, so stories say there's no actual, like, definitive proof that graves were left.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So before the lake came to be,
Yeah.
700 families lived in the 60 square miles of this Oscarville.
How many families?
It
says-
says 700 families.
Oh, okay.
700 families.
So you probably-
inhabited these 60 square miles.
That's, yeah, I mean, the lake's not that big.
No.
Not even close.
So, but I think they expanded it to be even more than just that little town. But, so it had farms, forests, homes, churches, mills, businesses, and cemeteries covered the area.
Yep.
In preparation for the lake, the U.S. government forced residents off the land that had been their families for over generations. So they relocated most of the structures. And if they didn't obtain permission from family members, the graves stayed put.
Right.
Roads, bridges, and some trees were also left behind,
Sure.
as was the old Gainesville Speedway.
Cool.
During a severe drought in 2007, the same year, okay, the author was writing this, the racetrack's concrete stadium seating breached the surface as if it had been dug up in an archaeological excavation.
Yeah.
So, anyway, there's a lot of interesting stuff about this town and what's all happening. So, anyway, people think that now it's haunted.
Well, I did just look it up here on the old wiki.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the surface area of the lake is 58 square miles.
Yeah.
So 700 families back then, you're probably talking 4 or 5 people a family.
Right.
So, the 3,000 to 4,000 range.
Mm-hmm.
Now, locally, okay, so this is actually, so its maximum depth is 156 feet. I'm going to guess it might be near the dam, because this lake's obviously dammed.
Yes, it is, yeah.
That's how you make such a lake.
Mm-hmm.
You know what river flows in and out of it?
Which one?
The Chattahoochee.
Ah, Chattahoochee Choo Choo.
No. No, that's Chattanooga.
I know.
This is that silly country song.
Yes.
We do, I'm going to do Chattahoochee.
Down in the Chattahoochee.
I used to play a DJ.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So that river flows in and out of it.
Yeah, so there you go.
It's weird. I was going to say, when you said that this lake was made in like 56 or something, a part of me was wondering, have you ever seen the movie Deliverance?
Yes.
It's kind of a harsh movie.
Mm-hmm.
Burt Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the whole do-do-do-do-do-do-do banjo thing comes from. That movie is, they go up canoeing.
Okay.
And on a river that's about to be flooded. Same thing, they're building a dam to flood this area.
Yeah.
And of course, I won't, no spoilers, but something quite traumatic and dramatic happens in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And they end up killing 1 or 2 of the perpetrators. And they bury them, knowing that in no time they're going to be under how much water nobody will ever find.
Right.
But now, if you go north here, do you know Conestoga Lake?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a man-made lake.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there was any significant settlement under it. Certainly farms and a bridge. And I shouldn't be surprised if there weren't some burials, And, other than if a family says, yeah, we'd like to have our loved ones remain somewhere, move somewhere else, yeah, cool, of course. But if not, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, it's not like 100 years later there's bones. There's nothing. And they're underground.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who cares? But that's cool. That's creepy. And I do like a good ghost type story.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. That's cool. That was awesome. I have something here that is quite absurd. You ever see the movie Weekend at Bernie's?
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is a case of life imitating art.
Oh, dear God.
Yes, we are in Brazil. Woman takes dead man in a wheelchair to get loan at bank and asks him to sign. Now, you'll have to forgive me. This article was translated, but I think it's pretty good. Like, translating apps are pretty solid, right? It says, employees at the bank branch located in Bangu, which is in Brazil, west of Rio, were suspicious of the actions of the woman, who said she was the corpse's niece. They then called the police. A woman was taken to the police station on Tuesday after taking a dead body in a wheelchair to try to withdraw a loan of 17,000 whatevers at this bank branch. Bank employees became suspicious of Erica de Souza Vieira Nunes. God, that was fun to say. Thank you. Suspicious of her behavior and called the police. SAMU went to the scene and found that the man, identified as Paulo Roberto Braga, age 68, had been dead, apparently for a few hours. The police are investigating how and exactly when he died. She tried to pretend that he signed it. He already entered the bank dead, explained the police chief, who is investigating the case. I gotta do this name. Police chief's name is Fabio Luiz.
Ah, Fabio.
At the police station, the woman said that her routine was to take care of her uncle, who was weak. The police are investigating whether she is actually even related to him. Conversation with the corpse. A video taken by bank attendants shows that Erica was constantly trying to hold the man's head up, using her hand and talking to the supposed relative, who, of course, didn't respond. Uncle, are you listening? You need to sign. If you don't sign it, there's no way. I can't sign for you. I'll do what I can do, says the woman. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my goodness. So, we don't know the relation?
No, and the police don't know it either.
Or did she just find this random dead person?
Well, I mean, who knows? Like, maybe she's his maid, you know, or, I don't know, she claims to be his niece.
Oh gosh.
Like, yeah, that's what I mean about Weekend at Bernie's. It is literally life imitating that art.
Yes.
And how brazen, like,
oh god.
because even if he didn't recognize, okay, that guy's dead, he's obviously not alive.
Right.
He's not coherent.
Right.
He's asleep.
Right.
Is the best you could come up with, right?
He has narcolepsy. Don't mind him.
Yeah, you still can't get him to sign a loan.
No.
Right? That's pretty brazen, is what
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
saying.
you imagine? Did they say there's video of this?
Uh-huh.
Oh my, we need to find
I
it.
have seen it. Well,
yeah?
I haven't seen the full video. I've
Does he
seen
have sunglasses
stills.
on, like Weekend at Bernie's?
No, I don't think he did. No. That was, and there's so apparently there's a Weekend at Bernie's too.
Yeah, I heard.
I don't think I've seen that because
I'm not sure how you can add to that, but
well, I don't know how you would do the first one in the first place.
No,
Like,
no.
how long does it take
I know. Yeah.
before people are like, hey, he's not really awake, is he? Yeah.
Was he in a wheelchair?
In Weekend at Bernie's?
No,
Oh, this
in
dude?
yeah.
Yeah. She brought him in a wheelchair.
Okay.
So she had that going for her.
Right. All she needed was like a nice little neck pillow to just like rest his head on there
And maybe some sunglasses. Say he's got pink eye.
yeah.
Right? And that's why you can't touch him. He's under heavy antibiotics and sedation. Leave him
Oh
alone.
my gosh.
So yeah, that's Brazil apparently.
The things people will do to
Get money?
get money.
Things I'll do for money. I'll never understand.
What would you do to get beer?
What would I do to get beer?
What would you do to get beer?
I'd go to the beer store.
Yeah. You wouldn't stab someone?
No.
No?
No, not even, wouldn't even enter my mind.
Oh.
Well, do I know the person and do I hate them?
Well,
No, I still wouldn't do it. You know.
I know you would.
In the playground that is my mind, I mean. And you got one more for us, yeah?
Yeah, it's about that. It's about beer and getting all
Stabbing?
stabby.
Ooh, I like it. All right, bring it.
So an enraged wife stabs her husband
Yeah.
with a ceramic squirrel because he didn't buy beer.
Wow. Be cool to live in that house for a while.
Oh man.
Okay, go on.
So, 44-year-old woman allegedly.
Alleged woman or alleged 44 years
Well,
old?
you can choose.
Okay.
Allegedly attacked her husband.
Oh, I see.
With the decorative object
Mm-hmm.
because he came home without beer on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
So the poor sap went out to buy beer,
Mhm.
but when he got there,
it was close.
it was closed. So he returned home empty-handed.
Oh, shit.
So wifey went all like
Squirrely.
crazy. Ah, well done.
Thank you.
She was enraged by the lack of alcohol.
Wow.
This is in South Carolina, by the way.
No.
So she got all mad and crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and she allegedly set upon her husband as he made a sandwich,
That's not cool.
hitting him over the head with a decorative object, then stabbing him in the chest.
Jesus.
Sorry, it's not funny, but it is. Oh god.
Good God.
So when the man managed to escape, and he called 911 from the neighbor's home.
Yeah.
The local sheriff's office said deputies found a man covered with blood when they arrived at the home in North Charleston in the early hours of Christmas Day. Merry Christmas!
Wow.
Miss Williams claimed the man had cut himself falling over. but could not explain why her hands and clothes were also bloody.
Oh, so his wife said it happened falling over. Like on what? Like a lawn dart that was pointed upward?
So she was clearly arrested and is now in jail, charged with criminal domestic violence. Her husband was treated for non-life-threatening injuries.
I feel bad for the dude.
I know.
I mean, he might be a dick, but I don't care. But in this incident, I feel bad for him. And you're making a sandwich.
When you want your beer, you want your beer.
I guess, but Jesus, why didn't she go get it then, lazy cow? Well, really?
Well, honestly, yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah.
Are you going to walk to the store? No, fuck that. I'm going to stab this guy instead.
No, because he didn't... But, I'm not going to get a knife. This squirrel would work wonders.
Yeah, so is that because she was so incensed that she couldn't think clearly and that she just grabbed the first thing that looked pointy?
Probably.
Or did she's like, I want to fuck with him, but I don't want to fuck him up completely.
Right.
I'll use this.
I just want to make him bleed a little bit.
Ceramic, though, that's dangerous shit, man, because it breaks sharp.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I wonder if she, smashed it on the table first.
Well, it said she hit him with something on the head first, right? It said some decorative thing. Maybe that's the squirrel as well. Mm-hmm. Because think about it. Oh yeah, let's have a look at this, shall we?
Yeah, because it said hitting him over the head with a decorative object, then stabbing him in the chest. So she hit him with it and then stabbed him with it.
Right, because if you look at a squirrel, right?
Yes.
Just close your eyes and picture a squirrel.
Yeah.
Other than its teeth, it doesn't really have anything sharp on it.
No.
The only thing I could think of would be a tail, right? But it's bushy. But so if it was a ceramic one and she's like, fuck you, and she hit him over the head with it and it broke, and then she's like, oh yeah, I'm not done yet, and stabs him in the chest with a pointy part.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still...
I'm assuming it would be the tail. I'm picturing the tail of the ceramic thing.
Well, yeah, it could be really any
just
part.
impale him with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I hate squirrels too, by the way.
Yeah, same.
Hate them. Mm. One ran right over my head one time.
What?
Right up my face and over my head.
What? Actually touched your head?
Mm-hmm.
No, it didn't.
Did so.
What?
When I was at university and I was sitting outside.
Did you have nuts on your head?
No. Silly.
Look at my nuts.
I know, I was sitting there and I was reading or something. And all of a sudden I felt something hit my knee. And then my shoulder. And then I looked in time to see this tail as it jumped on my head and jumped on the bank behind me. And I stood up, and this woman, a student, was there too. And she's like, did that squirrel just run up you? And I'm like, yeah. What the hell? Then I would get squirrels in the place that I lived in university. Squirrels would come in my balcony door. Oh, they would tear through the...
What? Inside?
Yeah, because I had an inside big door with glass, but then I had an outside door. Because it was an old house. It swung out and it had screen in it.
Okay.
They tore through the screen.
Oh my god.
Because I would leave that door closed, but the inside door open so I could get some air in the apartment, right? And I came home one time in the summer and I had this bag of peanuts on the shelf, and they were all over the fucking place because the squirrels got in and tore open my bag of peanuts. And I'm like, oh no, are those dicks still in here somewhere? Because I didn't want to corner one.
Right.
I'm pretty confident I could win in a, to the death fight with a squirrel.
Right.
But I'm equally sure I'm going to the hospital afterwards. Right? I'm gonna have some marks.
Oh my gosh.
So then I started keeping a pump water gun in my kitchen. And I went out there one time and there was a squirrel on my screen door trying to get in. I pumped the shit out of him and then the squirrel ran away. It was awesome.
Did they come back?
Yeah.
There was no water gun?
No, dude.
No?
But it was a wave attack. They would come a few at a time and I would have to fight them off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. But no, I hate squirrels. That's why I hate squirrels. A lot of trauma.
A lot of trauma.
But not like this dude. She was being charged with some sort of domestic violence.
Yes.
I guess, I don't know, if it was sharp clay, or ceramics, same kind of idea.
Yeah.
How is that not like attempted murder?
Yeah.
And in the chest. Like if you stab somebody in the leg, okay.
Sure.
But chest, you're going hardcore.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of stuff that goes
Like-
on in the chest.
Maybe it's because it wasn't premeditated.
Well, even more to my point then. It should be attempted murder, right?
I guess it should be.
But what do I know? Anyway, I hope she does some time.
Yeah, well, she's already in jail, so it doesn't say for how long, but it just says she was arrested and she's now in jail, charged with criminal domestic violence.
Maybe.
So, I mean, she's in trouble.
She didn't get bonded or bail.
She don't get beer there.
You wouldn't think so.
No.
That's you gotta think of priorities, dude.
Yeah.
Like we like beer.
Oh, sure.
But
yeah.
and on
If
Christmas,
I went to a pub and I went to order beer and they were like, "No, sorry, we don't have beer," I might get a little stabby.
Do you think so?
I might.
Well, I'm not going with you then.
Yeah. So be
That's
careful.
never happened though. Or a pub says, "Sorry, we don't sell."
No.
Okay, that was good. I like that.
Yeah,
That was interesting.
Some good stuff.
Yeah. I think that's it for today.
I think that's it.
I think
We're out of time.
Yeah. So watch out if you go to Lake Lanier in Georgia for the Devil in the Blue Dress,
Yeah.
which is a good
The
tune.
Devil in a Blue Dress. Yeah. There you go.
Don't stab people with squirrels.
No.
Or anything for
No.
that matter. Don't stab people at all. It's bullshit. Walk
Yes.
away. Go
Yeah.
have a beer
Yeah.
and rethink your decisions. That's
Yeah.
a serious life-altering decision.
Yeah. And be careful for goo.
Be
Watch
careful
out
for
for
good.
goo.
And of course, like if somebody you know dies, don't try to use them in some ploy to get a loan from the bank. It's not going to work because you're still going to have to pay for it,
Yes.
right?
It's true.
And it's, dead is dead, but
I'm not
it's
sure
kind
what
of
the end game was
disrespect.
there, but anyway.
Well, to get the money, I presume.
Yeah, but
Anyways.
I
I don't know how much 17,000 R's. I don't know what money do they use in Brazil. Me either. Anyway, so yeah, thanks again everyone for listening, and you have yourselves a good week. Be careful.
Bye.
Toodaloo, y'all. I don't mean y'all. I'm from Canada. Bye, everyone.
The Absurd Podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mel. Music by Audionautics.com.